This segment of Showcase is brought to you by the Aesthetic Center of Richmond Dermatology. And today we're talking skincare, but not just what you look like on the outside, but how it's affecting the health of your body. We've got Dr. King with Richmond Dermatology, and we've got Sarah Villalona with the Aesthetic Center of Richmond Dermatology. And there is such a great partnership between the two. Let's start with you, Dr. King, as far as when it comes to looking a certain way and having healthy skin. What is that we actually need to be looking for when it comes to great skincare?
The very first thing and the most important thing is a good sunscreen.
Yes, sunscreen is very important. Now, I do know that people get nervous about putting sunscreen on because sometimes in the past it's been oily or it may not sit right with makeup. Do you feel like technology has changed that a lot so that that's not even an issue?
It really has. So a lot of sunscreens now, there are sunscreens that are very moisturizing. There are also sunscreens that are pretty much straight sunscreens. Then there are also tinted sunscreens. So we've come a long way, and powder sunscreens as well.
Right. So no excuses if you're like, it doesn't look good on my face.
Fair.
Now, Sarah, I know that you've shared several times that people have come to you for beauty treatments and you have seen something or wanted to recommend them. Tell us about some of that.
So the great thing about having a partnership with Richmond Dermatology is most of us here have some medical dermatology training, so we're able to identify lesions or moles that may look a little bit out of the ordinary, or maybe a patient says, I have a new spot, can you look at it? And we're able to directly to refer to our colleagues at Richmond Dermatology.
I think that's really important. Like they might be coming to you for some kind of facial treatment or Botox or filler, and you're able to say, I feel like that might be a good recommendation to look at.
Yes, absolutely.
What do you think is the hardest part when you're giving people advice on skincare when it comes to the health of skin that you see? Is there anything specific as far as like people just don't come in enough to get checked out, or maybe they're not using the right products? What is it that you typically see people making for as far as like a mistake when it comes to that?
Probably not wearing sunscreen. But yes, some people don't come in often enough. Some people are using a lot of different things, but then not the really most important one.
Right.
Yeah.
Or getting advice from TikTok where they tell you what's the most important and it's not actually the right thing.
Exactly.
All right. That I would the trends, yes, the trends sometimes can be really bad. It is interesting to me that people will not skip the Botox appointment, myself included, but also you forget to make the actual appointment to make sure that your skin is checked out. How often do we need to do that?
Once a year.
Once a year. And Sarah, are there times when someone has had something, maybe it is a type of skin cancer, when you've been able to do treatments on the aesthetic side to help maybe in the appearance and the way that that looks?
Yeah, so after a treatment for skin cancer, whether it's a Mohs type of surgery or cutting out a skin cancer, sometimes patients are left with a little bit of scarring, and we're fortunate that we have laser devices and even topical treatments that we're able to prescribe that will help with the appearance of those scars.
I think that's really important because a lot of people get self-conscious, like if I go to the doctor, if there is something wrong, then they're going to have to look a certain way. And that's not always the case because you guys work so jointly together to be able to develop something that works together. Yeah. Actually, I say that now, like I forget this. I had Mohs and I was a patient of Richmond Dermatology. And actually we did PRP to grow back my hair from where they took that out. So it was so long ago that I feel like I almost forget that sometimes, but that is a great example of how you guys do that cross collaboration. Well, I love that you guys work together in that way. You're able to make sure that skin looks good, but also feels healthy. And that's really important all the way around. So if you haven't had a dermatologist appointment in a while, it's a great time any time of year to be able to call and get that. And of course, all the beauty treatments that you can get, whether or not that is an issue, right here at the Aesthetic Center of Richmond Dermatology. Sarah, thank you so much. Dr. King, thank you so much. And this segment of Showcase is brought to you by the Aesthetic Center of Richmond Dermatology.